Peace to the galaxy. It's your boy Supreme. Back with another video, and today is a good ass day.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Today, I'm here with some special people. Yo, introduce yourself real fast.
What's the deal with y'all, man? It's Rell Chosen in the building. Shout out Chosen Gang.
Facts. Kitty the Hippie, you know what I'm saying? Waffle Gang. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the gang. Shout out to the family, you know what I'm saying?
You see, I got the woke community in the building today because we about to have a high frequency conversation. I don't even like saying woke. We got the high frequency community in the building.
Yes, sir.
Let's get to this high frequency stuff real fast, bro. So it's a trend on social media. Y'all both be talking y'all ish on social media, you know what I'm saying? Telling people, you know, get some sun, get some nature. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about this whole trend?
Well, I feel like the fact that it's becoming a trend is bad, but bad and good because, you know, it's all about how you take in information. One person can see it as a trend and then they won't take anything serious. For example, they can see that spirituality is becoming a trend. So now when they see somebody spiritual, okay, he just following with that trend. He won't take it serious. Or somebody might be like, okay, well, he's on sun gazing, he's been sun gazing. Well, maybe I should sun gaze. Or he's been going vegan, maybe I should go vegan. You know, I feel like it's all about how the person is taking in what's been happening, you know. So I feel like it could be good and it could be bad, you know. So this whole new spirituality wave, you know, is good in a way because people is learning, you know. Everybody is trying to wake everybody up, you know. I feel like everybody is now trying to just express what they're learning, you know. Everybody trying to wake everybody up, but also, you know, people is not really living like truly, you know, spiritual. People is not truly like living what they're talking about. They're just going off other people's information. They're not really like in tune with their own self. They're in tune with other people's information. They're in tune with other people's words. You know, I feel like that spirituality is all about your own journey, about your own experiences, about what you know, need to do to elevate yourself. You know, I feel like if you're so determined on other people's information, other people's knowledge, you're not really learning anything about yourself. You're just going off their information. So yeah, I feel like that it could be good and it could be bad, but basically, you know, it's all about how you're taking in the information. So yeah.
I feel like as far as the whole trend part is concerned, I feel like it could be good. Like you said, it could be bad as well. I feel like some of the negative sides of that come to when influencers like Rell or myself come to speak on something. You know, people try to knock us off and be like, oh, you know, I read this the other day. Somebody was like, oh, you watched Rick and Morty and took acid one time, and now you the wokest person out here. I'm like,
Illuminati once,
right. I'm like, nah, it's not even like that. It's like I actually live what I talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll be out in the sun. I'll be out in nature. I'm vegan. I be eating my sea moss. You feel me? Yeah. I be fucking meditating. I be doing the shadow work. You know, so it's like for people who are genuinely trying to, you know, promote what they have going on that's genuine and what they're actually living, what their ideals are, is kind of negative for us because it makes us look bad. It makes us look like we're part of the trend. It makes us look like we don't know what we're talking about as influencers. It makes the spiritual community look bad as a whole. You feel me?
100%.
When it comes to spirituality, like, you know what I'm saying, I asked them that because, you know, it is a trend and it is easy for you to like fall under what's in front of your face if you don't do the right research. So researching everything is important, right? And like if you look back, you know, my guy Pluggy talked about how he does his research. You know what I'm saying? You look at the top guys in the field and then you study them. And then you can go even deeper, study who taught them. And that's how you get to the root, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Do a background check on whoever you getting your information from, not just some random motherfucker who just, you know what I'm saying, popped up and told you, look, I meditated last night and I turned into a purple elephant and fought all my demons. You got to go and do the research, right? And that's when you find yourself. So focusing on yourself is important. You always hear everybody who's spiritual say, focus on you, right? What does focus on you mean to y'all?
Okay. Focusing on yourself is basically not worrying about what anybody else is doing, you know, following your own self, following your own mind. Everybody's unique. Everybody has their own unique spirit. Everybody here with their own purpose. So I don't get why you're trying to follow somebody else's footsteps if you're here with your own purpose, with your own, you know, something that you need to elevate for yourself. Everybody came here with a purpose to elevate with their self. Everybody is dealing with something that nobody else is dealing with, you know. So I feel like your purpose is to elevate from your own struggles, from your own trauma, whatever it is, only you know what it is. But I feel like if you're so bothered on just learning from other people or trying to follow other people's footsteps, you're getting taken away from your own self, you know what I'm saying? So when you focus on yourself, I feel like that you should really like do your shadow work, meditate. I feel like you should face your demons. When I say that, I mean like face everything you've been running from, because if you're not doing that, that means you're never going to grow. You're never going to elevate because you're so scared to face your own shadow work, your own bad side, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like you should really focus on yourself, and that's the best way to elevate. So yeah.
So I definitely resonate, for real. I think that we all speak from being. So I wanna give a shout out to Illuminati. Spiritual soul. He gonna watch this video. Watch. He gonna watch the video too. Gazer, you feel me? But nah, we've all seen that. I feel like that's where we all got it from, because that's where I got it from, and that's why I preach that so much, and that's why he instilled that in me, and I believe that so much as far as focusing on yourself. I feel like in the society that we're raised in, we are raised to not have the best relationship with yourself, when really the relationship we have with yourself is the most important relationship that you have. Not your mom, not your dad, not your girlfriend, your husband, whatever the case may be, not even your kids. And that's something that's really hard for people to grasp when I say shit like that. Like, no, you should focus on yourself, not your kids. You got to focus on yourself to be able to focus on your kids with the best high possible energy possible. You feel me? You got to be able to fill your cup up 100% before you can fill somebody else's cup up, because if your cup is halfway full, even if you're trying to do what's best for somebody, even if you're trying to take care of somebody, even if you have the best intentions for somebody, you can't give them everything that you really have the power to, because you aren't focusing on yourself the way you should be.
Like, for example, how people say you have to love yourself to love others. If you don't love yourself, how are you going to express love? You can't, because everything you do to somebody else is an expression. Like I said in the previous video before, if I'm mad, I may express myself as an asshole. If I'm dealing with something internally, I may express it externally. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't love yourself, how can you love somebody else? That's why you have to focus on yourself to fix yourself, so you can be filled with nothing but good vibes, so you can give out good vibes. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's very important to really get in tune with yourself and find out who you truly are, so you can express yourself the best person you can be. So yeah.
Okay, I like that, bro. It is important to focus on you. Something else I want to bring up is that when you focus on you, you become your true, authentic self. And that's when you unlock your superpowers. And one thing about that is your vibe attracts your tribe. That's why we're here today. Life doesn't give you, I keep repeating this, I got this from Les Brown, this ain't original, but life doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you are, right? So you become a magnet once you get on whatever frequency you choose to be on. And I say you choose, because every day, the real battle is you versus you in this simulation, right? You are the big boss at the end of the level. You're the person that you got to beat that's going to unlock a new power. And understand that each situation has information, you know what I'm saying? And each person has information. And I want to ask you guys personally, because I know everybody who's on this journey, like, alone, has those nights where we just surfing through TikTok, we surfing through the internet. Is there some information that either you got, you know what I'm saying, or y'all both can share that you feel like is life-changing or that changed your life specifically?
So we all know them, like, motivational pictures we all see, motivational quotes. It's like so temporary. Oh yeah, double tap, you know what I'm saying? It's not really life-changing. We all see somebody talking about some motivational things, but it's not really effective, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like the shit that really, like, activates your goosebumps, that really, like, make your heart drop, the shit that really, like, make you think about things, I feel like that's the life-changing advice. I feel like that's the stuff that you find, I would say, I wouldn't really say just on scrolling, down. I feel like, I feel like that you would have to dig into it for yourself. I feel like you would have one thing that will spark something into you to want to research, and then after you do the research, that's where you find the life-changing information. I feel like you don't really just find life-changing information just scrolling on the internet. But maybe you can on TikTok or something, because people was actually giving their own, their own knowledge, their own, they're teaching you basically. But I feel like that you have to really, like, dig in to find out some life-changing information to really apply it to your life. That's the number one thing. People can learn something, learn some motivational things, or learn anything, but it's only temporarily. I feel like people don't really learn things that can be life-changing, they can apply it to their life. So yeah, basically that's my take on that.
So as far as life-changing information, I feel like information that still sits with me heavy is what we were just talking about, your relationship with yourself. That's something that I work on every day. It's something that I've been working on since I started my spiritual journey. I feel like the relationship that we have with ourselves is just so tarnished, from the way that people talk about themselves, from the way that we've been programmed to think about ourselves since we were younger. We've had kids that are being bullied, being told they're not worth it, being told they're ugly, being told they're fat, being told they're this and that, and that's being programmed inside their heads. So now when they're 20, 30, 40 years old, that's still there. It's still ingrained inside of them. So their relationship with their self is terrible. And once you have a good relationship with yourself, you realize that you yourself are the most important thing in the world. That should be your number one priority. Yourself should be your number one priority. If you can't accomplish anything unless you pour into yourself, because if you don't pour into yourself, you won't have the energy to pour into anything. Exactly. If I don't work on myself, if I didn't work on myself, if we all didn't work on ourselves, we wouldn't have the energy to be here right now, and we wouldn't be able to give you this video. So really tap in with yourself, get to know yourself, develop a better relationship with yourself, start to love yourself, and treat yourself like you would treat your best friend, because in reality, you are your own best friend.
So we're talking about you are your own best friend, and this is focusing on you. I agree. You can't jump another car with a car that has a dead battery in it already. That car that's sending the energy has to have enough energy to share. That's something you got to understand. There's going to be people along this journey that feel like you're supposed to just charge them all the way the fuck up. No, you know what I'm saying? You can do what you can, but you have to realize that there's different levels to life, There's different frequencies that each of us live on, and that is calculated by the things we bring into our life, whether it be the situations, the people, the food we eat, the shows we watch, who we follow on social media. It all goes into making your frequency, right? And let me ask you guys this, right? Like, how important is that alone time? Like, we spoke on this briefly. How is important, you talking about be your best friend, how important is that to you? Like, do you have like a daily routine of like, be by myself when I first wake up for X amount of hours, or like, how do you go about that?
I feel like that your alone time is like the most important thing in the world, because without, connecting with yourself, you're going to pick up on other people's personalities, you pick up on other people's habits, you pick up on other people's everything, and you get disconnected from yourself. So me personally, my alone time is everything in the world to me. I feel like that I'm not even going to be in another relationship because my alone time is so precious to me, because, I just need I can't, for example, right? You can't really crave a long time of being in a relationship, because a girl needs attention, So I feel like I don't have the personal energy to give another person if I need all my energy to give to myself, So I feel like that's my take on that. I love my alone time, I feel like I don't even have a schedule for my alone time. Once my body feels like I need to be alone, I'm out of here, what I'm saying? I feel like that I just need to be alone. I need to connect back with myself. You are your best friend 100%, I feel like I have a strong relationship with myself because of how often I spend a long time with myself. I feel like, it allows you to connect. It really allows you to connect with yourself in different ways that you would never even imagine if you were just around other people, When you're on your way to sleep, you think about a lot of things. That's because you're by yourself. You're using your mind now. When you're on a long walk, when you just walking, no distractions or nothing, you think about things. You start to use your mind, you start to connect with yourself. That's why it's so important, because that allows you to use your mind. But if I'm partying every day, if I'm out here, just playing basketball, if I'm just doing things that distract me from connecting with myself, then how am I going to learn? How am I going to think? How am I going to have a relationship with myself if I'm just trying to get away from myself, if I'm trying to distract myself? If I need 20 friends around me at all times, if I need to be with somebody, how will I connect with myself? So yeah, I think alone time is very, very important. And for me specifically, it's very important to me. And I feel like that I need that like every single day. That's why I can't live with nobody, because I need my alone time, Hey. So I just feel like, I'm a real private, introverted person. So yeah, that's my take on that.
So I feel like your alone time is very, very crucial. I feel like if you don't spend time alone, like people who don't like to be alone, you should stay away from those people, because those people aren't comfortable with themselves.
Vampires.
So why would you be comfortable with somebody who's not comfortable with themselves?
Exactly.
And when you spend time with yourself, you really start to get to know yourself. And like I said, your relationship with yourself is the most important. So getting to know yourself should be something that is important to you. A lot of people are scared to spend time alone, and really it's beneficial. For me, it's just like I've definitely had moments where I need to take time alone. I've had moments where I took 3 months off TikTok without telling anybody, so It's just like whenever I feel called, like you said, whenever I feel called to, remove myself from a situation or take some alone time, or like I said, I need to do some activities where I need to charge up, spiritual practices or whatever the case may be, then, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Even if it's just like me at work, if I'm standing somewhere with a group of people that I'm like, I'm not fucking with the vibe no more, I'm gonna remove myself from the situation, go somewhere else in a restaurant or something like that. Exactly. So, it's the same thing in life. If you don't like where you're at, then, get to where you need to
back.
be.
And I wanna just say something about that, because a lot of people, it's kind of funny with like how the world is set up now. We say the internet isn't real, right? But if you go off of Instagram for like a month, motherfuckers gonna start hitting you up. People gonna start hitting you up like, yo, you good? Where you been at? Because you not existing in the matrix that they believe to be the real world. Right? But it's okay to unplug from the matrix and peel back to gain your own original downloads. Like they said, whatever you're around is influencing you, right? And you are the sum of the 5 people closest to you. Without you realizing it, they're making an impression on your personality, your decision, everything. That's why, yes. So when you spend that time alone, that's when you hear that voice. That's what drives a lot of people crazy during the pandemic. They was locked in, and then that voice started coming. They didn't like who that voice was, because it wasn't who they saw them or who they wanted to believe they was. But that reality hit, because we trapped in this 3D. When it come down to it, you know what I'm saying? You can't do nothing but face it after a while.
Let me add one thing on that.
Go ahead.
You either escaped it or you either faced it. The ones that faced it is now conscious and awoke, and the ones that escaped it is now the ones that need to be around other people still. They still is blinded from their true self. They're still running from their true self. The ones that had to face their true self back when pandemic happened, back when they had to get forced with a long time, the same ones is the ones that still don't know who they truly are, the ones that still out here that's just lost souls. So that just show you right there, the ones that took that path and faced it and did their inner work, and the ones that really just still running from themselves as we speak. And you can never escape yourself, because eventually you will have to face yourself. You will have to face your demons. So I just want to add that.
Face your demons.
It's you versus you every day when you wake up, man.
Facts.
Don't
you
ever
versus
forget
you
that.
is so big. Versus you is so big, bro.
Exactly.
So big. That's a whole nother video.
Yeah, it really is. I just got a few more questions, because you know what I'm saying, I know with this chosen one stuff. Shout out to the chosen one, because if you're watching this video right now, you one of the chosen ones, man. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure y'all go tap in with my guys right here. Tell them where they can tap in with y'all at.
You can follow me on Instagram, Rell Chosen 777. Also my TikTok, Rell Chosen 7, Rell Chosen, and my YouTube, Rell Chosen. Just type in Rell Chosen, you'll find me.
Facts. Just type in Kenny the Hippie. I'll pop up. Google me. Do whatever you need to do. Kenny the Hippie everywhere. Yes, Rell Chosen everywhere. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
You heard that. Tap in. And I just want to ask y'all one last question before we go, and this is the good question, I guess. So it's a lot of people. We talked about it being a trend. We talked about people waking up. We talked about people taking a red pill, breaking out the matrix, right? Mm-hmm. Can we bring up some specific helpful people? I mean, we talked about it, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Can y'all bring up some specific, aside from y'all, you know what I'm saying? If y'all want to tap in, you know what I'm saying, get some information from them, but who else did y'all get information from first?
Well, I would say spiritual soul, because spiritual soul is the one I can understand the most from an ego perspective. I understand how he talk. I understand his way of thinking. I understand him on a personal level. So to understand him on the personal level was for me to understand his knowledge, the way he was talking to me, because everything is about comprehension. If you don't comprehend someone, you're not going to really understand. So, for example, a lot of people went and sit and watch a scientist talk about spirituality, a white old guy talk about spirituality, because, that's not their crowd. They don't really understand. But somebody that looks like me, somebody that acts like me, they can sit and listen to me, because, they understand me better, for example. So they will comprehend that better. They will comprehend what I'm telling them better. So I feel like spiritual soul, aka Soul Illuminati, was the one that really woke me up, because I understood him. Him and Young Pharaoh was the ones that really tapped me into that information, and it really they really changed my life. They gave me information that I found nowhere else. They really helped me they really helped me elevate on my spiritual journey. So yeah, props go for them forever.
So we literally on the same exact vibe. Shout out to Spiritual Souls. Shout out to Young Pharaoh. Those were definitely two of the biggest people that helped me with my spiritual journey. There's a lot of noise on the internet. It's a lot of noise on TikTok. It's a lot of noise everywhere. It's a lot of people just talking about shit. But when it came to me actually trying to learn into into this whole new world that manifested before me, it was that information that they gave was very informational. It was very beneficial for my life. It was very real and authentic and genuine. And like you said, it came from a place that I could understand, you know?
Exactly.
So definitely big shout out to them. I feel like they're definitely a big influence on the whole awakening of the collective consciousness. So yeah, definitely big shout out to them.
Pharaoh, you know what I'm saying? Spiritual Soul. Infinite Waters is one of the
Infinite
people
Waters. I fuck
into.
with Infinite
Ralph
Waters.
Smart, you know
I don't know if you're gonna put this in the video, but my personal, like for example, like I was just saying, you know, I really couldn't get into him because of the ego. You know, I feel like he didn't really match my perception of, you know, it's hard to really explain, but he was like too proper kinda, and it really didn't. I couldn't resonate with it because that's when I was first getting into spirituality, I needed to feel comfort knowing people like me was, you know, spiritual. And just seeing him, he was like on a different type of time. So I never could actually just get into him. And that's so crazy that y'all brought him up because I was just talking about that. You know, I didn't really understand why. But, you know, I be seeing clips now and I see that he real knowledgeable. But when I first started my spiritual awakening, when I first started to do research, he was the first one that popped up. And that really like set me back. I'm like, so I'm not trying to be like this, you know what I'm saying? So you feel me? I really stopped. So yeah, now that I see, it's all about the person that's give you the information, you know? Because all we doing is just sparking something in you. We're never telling you anything that you don't know.
We repeating information. We channeling information that's already been here.
Exactly. You know, all we doing is just saying it in a way that you can understand. You know, we're not telling you no new information because if we were, then you wasn't going to ever understand it. We're just saying it in a way that you can just grasp it from your own self. So yeah.
Nothing new under the sun.
Exactly.
And like, I'm glad that you said that because that's why so many people fuck with Von.
Yeah.
Because he was a young nigga. And like he was a fucking dickhead, but he was spiritual and he had that information.
Yeah, exactly.
But and like he made it to a point where it was so relatable, especially to like the bros.
Yeah,
like
he
was like to some people he was like that big bro. To some people he was like that little bro. That's like, oh shit, little bro making me I want to be on my shit. So like that's why he was so big and influential, and that's why the whole situation we was talking about earlier was so crazy because of the fact that because of the way that people resonated with him.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Resonate, yeah. You can resonate with him better.
That's a good point that I want to bring up. I said that was my last one, but we're going to keep going for just a second because I want to just focus in on finding the right spirit guide or people to listen to. In life, there's going to be people in your current environment that don't understand where you're trying to go. And they're going to try to put noise in your ear and discourage you and tell you because they can't fathom, because they still stuck in the matrix. So in order to transcend your current situation, you got to make a vision for yourself beyond where you are right now. And that's when you really become a true co-creator of your life or manifester or whatever, when you can see past what everybody's doing. But you also got to understand not everybody's against you. That's why I asked them for specific people or that can help you when it comes to being spiritual, because you're not trying to mimic somebody. What you're trying to do is understand their thought process or thinking to see how they got to that point. So you can see that point in your own life where you become fed up when you decide that I'm going to try this. And you have to listen to different people to see what resonates with you, because that is one thing though. Like, it's like school. In school, I don't know nothing about the periodic table because I remember my teacher was some old white lady, like, who, like, it was like, I don't give a fuck what you say. Exactly. You feel me? But if it was somebody else up there, like maybe like Lil Wayne, it's crazy that was at that time, and when I was like 12, 13, Lil Wayne would have been a person of influence for me to listen to. So that's also important that you realize what you say impacts others. We all talking about how we connected from somebody we didn't even know, but we all resonated with Von. So you sharing your story opens up a web of people and information to, you know what I'm saying, ultimately push us forward, you know what I'm saying?
Facts. 100%.
And I don't want to go too far because we're going to have to do another video. We're going to have to do another video. We're not going to overload y'all with the spirituality, but I really appreciate everybody who tapped into this video today, man. And one more time, where can they holler at y'all at?
Rell Chosen. Just Google me. You're going to find me.
Facts. Kenny the Hippie. Type me up, man.
You already know what it is. It's my guy, Rell Chosen, and Kenny the Hippie. It's your boy Supreme, and we out.
Peace.
Perfect.